matches here in Sydney, going to 3 games in both of them. First of all against Shixian of Chinese Taipei, and then against Busanan Ongbangarangpan of Thailand yesterday. So there's Saina Nehwal, the number 2 seed, but since the seeding was done, she's gone back up to world number 1. Won the title last year, beating Carolina Marin, who's now the reigning world champion, and we'll see her later on. The left-handed Spaniard beat her in the final a year ago. Look at that win-loss record for the year. That is phenomenal. Won 2 tournaments already this year. The India Grand Prix Gold, retained the title in Lucknow, and then won the India Super Series event, the second of the Super Series events this year. Bronze medalist at the Olympic Games, of course, Saina Nehwal. Well, that is a little bit of a sore subject, I think, as far as her opponent is concerned, because despite being the number 3 in the world, didn't get selected for those Olympic Games. Well, as you can see, this is the 12th meeting between these 2 players. The last time they met was in the group stage of those Destination Dubai Super Series finals, which were 2014, last December. 2 straight games. But 6 of the previous 11 meetings have gone to 3 games. It's always been a hard battle between these 2 players. Now, those are the matches I was telling you about, both 3 games against Shixian and Busanan Ongbangarangpan of Thailand. As far as Saina Nehwal is concerned, well, in the first round she had to play against the qualifier, Lydia Chia. And then in the second round beat Sun Yu, who of course was winner of the last Super Series event prior to this, the Singapore Super Series. She was a game and 13-7 up, and indeed 18-15 up before losing that second game. But as you saw, 21-14 deciding game, but it was 1 hour and 18 minutes. So both of these players are on court yesterday for over the hour mark. So I don't suppose that's going to affect one player more than the other. Well, Saina Nehwal creating history when she became world number 1, first female player from her country to do so. Prakash Padukone, of course, had topped the ranking list in the 80s, and the singles player. Quite extraordinary that just a week later, Sanya Mirza became world number 1 women's doubles player in tennis. It was extraordinary. Chris Yip from Hong Kong, Ivanka Corney, service judge.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Saina Nehwal, India. And on my left, Wang Shixian, China. Wang Shixian to serve. Level, play.
Oh, it's all good.
1
Now, we
love.
were discussing this earlier, weren't we, Steen, about a bit of a drift in this magnificent arena. It'll happen in any big arena. Natural air currents will mean that the shuttle will fly.
Service over.
And taken with the
1
drift.
all.
And we think that, although it's almost perfect playing conditions, there is a little bit of a drift going towards that far side of the court as we look down. So Saina Nehwal will have to be a little bit careful with her clears and her lifts, and just proving our point that it holds up this
Service
near side
over.
of the court.
2-1.
And a good thing to get a good look at the length of the shuttles in the beginning of the match, where there's not so much at stake for Saina. So I really don't like letting these
Service
two
over.
rallies drop.
2-all.
So you think it's good to really get your spatial awareness right at the start?
This time she was right.
3-2.
Oh, that's nice. It's an interesting
4-2.
matchup, this, to me, Steen, because we've got Saina Nehwal become world #1, riding on the crest of a wave at the moment as far as confidence is concerned. She's really been playing so well of late. Of course, reached the All England final as well as her 2 titles this year. Playing against a player who's been the world #1, and as I was saying, not once lived up to her seeding position in any tournament so far this year. So must be struggling with confidence. Her world ranking has just dropped even lower.
Yeah. And I also think that now, this being the first tournament of the Olympic qualifying period, there must be some flashbacks from for Wang Shixian, and she might end up in a tight spot again, because it's no longer possible to get 3 players from each country to the Olympics. Only 2 is allowed, so only 2 Chinese players in the Olympics, and I could definitely see the Chinese selection committee omit Wang Shixian one more time, even if she's #2.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff.
Whereas India and their representation at the Olympics are a lot more straightforward, unless something really surprising takes place. Saina will qualify, and probably along with PV Sindhu.
Yeah, that's good judgment. Yeah, that's the drift, just taking the shuttle long of that back line.
5-4.
Oh, I suppose an awful lot of it is how the player reacts to all that sort of pressure and scenario. She'll be acutely aware herself, Wang Shixian, that even if she qualifies through the Olympic qualifying system, you've still got to be selected by your national federation.
Yeah, she has her own Chinese qualifying system to live up to, and what it is a little bit hard to say. We don't really know what the criteria is. What was the criteria last time where Li Shurui, the eventual Olympic champion, was selected? Why was it that she was selected ahead of Wang Shixian? Why not one of the other 2 Chinese participants?
Yeah.
So that makes it even tougher mentally to cope with, that you're not really sure what you need to sort of deliver in order to get selected.
Oh, that's lovely. Lovely disguise on the drop shot.
Service over. 6-5.
It's a good lift. No, I have to say, Wang Shixian is really taking the game to her opponent at the moment.
It's very interesting, because we saw Saina play a couple of team matches in Dongguan 2 weeks ago at the Sudirman Cup, and my feeling there was that she was not really on top of her game. She won the 2 matches, so she did what she had to do, but she looked to be struggling a little bit. On the other hand, I felt that this match perhaps would be a little bit easier for her compared to the match yesterday, where she met Sun Yu. That's a big smash.
6-7.
That's very good judgment. Yeah, look at that. Oh, clever. Well,
Service over.
seems to be
8-6.
crossing the shuttle an awful lot at the moment, Wang Shixian.
Yeah, I think that's a very clever tactic to play the shuttle back whenever Saina plays cross. If you can play cross back a turn.
Why? To make her change direction?
To make a change direction. The movement on court is not one of the big advantages that Saina Nehwal has. By that I mean that she's a learned mover. She moves well because she's practiced a lot. So that's the thing that you could actually target, especially for Wang Shixian, who is a very, very light-footed player, a natural good mover. So if you could get Saina to change direction, then she would be on top. That's well played. Well played.
Exactly like that.
Yeah.
10-6.
Yeah, Wang Shixian's almost balletic in her movement, isn't she? The only concern this week is that she's got her right ankle heavily strapped. Chinese player. It doesn't seem to be affecting her movement, though. Pushed it wide.
Service over. 7-10.
Played again.
Service over. 11-7 interval.
Yes, tactically very, very astute at the moment, Wang Shixian. And a 4-point advantage at the mid-game interval. Jianjin?
Yeah, and actually when he took over as a coach, I felt that Wang Shixian got some confidence back and sort of got a bit of a revival.
He's a former winner of this Australian Open. 2012 he won the event.
Caught 120 seconds. Caught 120 seconds.
Yeah, the famous Bondi Beach. And you can't come to Australia and not see a koala.
$11-7 play.
Yeah.
Now that's interesting. Obviously the coaches have said you've got to attack more.
Yes.
It's far more positive.
And they're absolutely
11.
right. On this side of the court, she needs to take more initiative, and she also needs to take more initiative when she turns the side, because otherwise Wang Shixian will take the initiative. Well played. A little deception from
Service over.
Wang Shixian.
12-8.
Oh, it's good judgment again. Just so long.
Service over. 9-12.
Crikey. I didn't realise it was that close.
Oh, another deception.
Caught.
Yeah, smash to finish off the rally from Saina Nehwal, but that shot earlier on, you're right, Steen.
This one is way too short. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was the forehand lift, flat lift. There was a deception on, and we haven't seen that a lot from Wang Shixian.
10-12.
Probably something that she's been working on in practice, and finally feels confident enough to use it in match.
Oh, it's going wide. She's taken it. My goodness. Oh, my goodness me. Well, first
Service
of all,
over.
Wang Shixian taking a shot
13-10.
that was going out, and then Saina Nehwal missing an absolute sitter. Look, that's going way out. Wow, what an extraordinary rally. Just going back to that point you were making, Steen, about Chen Jin, the Chinese coach, giving Wang Shixian confidence when he came on board and started coaching her. You know, there he is, winner of this event in 2012, former world champion, of course, as well, in Paris. But, you know, I'm looking at the Chinese players now, and all these sort of adventurous shots that Wang Shixian is now beginning to play, like that one.
Yeah.
And the disguise you talked about, well, she missed that smash down the line. But the fact that she has been more adventurous in her style,
11-14.
I wonder whether the Chinese coaching staff have said, you know, OK, the rest of the world, the Saina Nehwal at world number one, Carolina Marin as world champion, Tai Su Ying of Taipei won the Super Series finals. We've got to up our game. We've got to create something new. We've got to find some new shots. I think they've made a serious effort on that.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jill, and I hope you're right, because that's in some way the way badminton develops, that you look at who's actually succeeding at the moment, and then you try to find some spots where you can sort of take your countermeasures, where you can counter-attack and say, okay, if you're good at this, I need to be a little bit better at the same, so I can't perhaps be better than you, but I can still challenge you a little bit more, so I can still get my own game plan, my own strong points into play. Well played, Saina.
13-14.
So it looks like she's been working on it, Wang Shixian. I still think that she lacks some strength on the front court play. She moved back after that lift and she couldn't keep the net.
Oh, it's called out. There's a challenge here. Indeed, there will be a challenge.
Shixian challenges. Called out.
It was called out. It was mighty close.
My initial thought was that that looked out, but I might suspect that the challenge will show it just touched the line.
Yeah, well, Hawkeye will confirm for us one way or another. Here we go.
No.
Yeah, just out. Oh,
Challenge
by a whisker.
unsuccessful.
So Saina Nehwal back level.
And that's actually amazing, because she hasn't really done anything spectacular here in the first game, but she's still level.
Yeah, we were talking yesterday, weren't we, when we were watching
14-0.
Saina Nehwal play and saying,
When
you know,
she said
everything
one
she does well,
remaining.
but she doesn't
Play.
have one outstanding shot that you can sort of say, look out for that, or that's really dangerous, or... She's a great fighter on court, that I know for certain.
And she's extremely good at making good shots from bad positions. You could say that she's used to being in bad positions. Oh, that's
Missed it.
right.
Yeah.
Service over. 15-14.
Yeah, look how short it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always tell by the players' feet where they're landing when they play the overhead shot as to whether the opponent has hit the shuttle to the back of the court or not.
Oh.
It's gone long, well long.
She looked a bit indecisive there,
16-14.
Saina, and I think that sort of created the point for Wang Shixian.
Well, a huge effort to close a 4-point deficit and get level at 14 all, and
Within
now
30 seconds,
yeah,
she threw 3 points.
Four points.
And it's always nice as a player to see that your opponent is capable of sort of giving you easy points instead of having to work really hard for them all the time yourself. 5 points in a row.
Yeah.
19-14.
I didn't see whether Saina had her regular coach Vimal Kumar
No,
at the interval. I don't
no,
think.
he's not here.
No. And this are situations where it means something. That's 6 mistakes, 6 easy mistakes in a row.
20,
And if you're not the regular coach,
14.
you wonder a little bit, should I say something, or will I be able to trick that you lose your confidence or whatever? What should I do?
Yeah.
Service over. 15-20.
Still game point opportunities, of course, for Wang Shixian.
Game.
And second time of asking. Wang
First
Shixian
game
does
won by Wang
indeed
Shixian,
close out game number 1.
21-15.
21-15 in 19 minutes of play. And the world number 1, Saina Nehwal, going to have to lift her game for the second game if she wants to defend her title here in Sydney. She looks pretty relaxed, doesn't she? No wonder, having won the opening game. Oh, there's certainly some Indian fans in this Olympic stadium here. She's an absolute megastar in her home country.
Second game. Level play. One love.
A little nod from Saina towards her coaches.
Very uncomforting when you put it long on the side where you suspect to play a little bit up against the drift.
Yeah, that's called good too.
Two love.
Normally I would be expecting Saina to benefit from playing on the far side here against the drift, but these 6 easy points in the last part of the first game has really got me worried.
Yeah, just totally outmaneuvered Saina Nehwal. That's wonderful play. I have to say, the punch clears there from Wang Shixian. Played to absolute perfection. Look at this one.
And what great control to play 3 or 4 punch clears from that side of the court.
Well, maybe I've got it wrong about the drift.
I don't think you have, Jill. I think there's not a whole lot of drift, but it's there. She's just able to control it. That's too short. Yeah, she was puzzled by the first clear that was
Service over. 1-3.
at least a meter too short.
Yeah, clearly. Oh, that's delightful. She does like that cross-court backhand mid shot, though, doesn't she?
Yeah.
And as an opponent, you really should
But
be.
look at that. Just before she had the straight flat, and that sort of sets the cross-court shot up for her because they look a lot the same. But goes to 2 directly opposite corners.
And it's just long.
Service over. 2-4. Saina.
Well, players having the opportunity to tell down. You were saying in the opening game, Steen, about this lady needing to improve from the front of the court, that she doesn't threaten enough, or I'm not quite sure what.
Or follow up.
Follow up on
yeah,
the net.
both things actually. That her shots were a little bit too easy to read from the front court, but I think she's working on it as far as we can see. And also the follow-up when she's attacking, and you make a defensive shot that's not really sharp enough. She's been
quick to make the kill, come forward, like that one.
Yeah, it's not a convincing kill, that one. But for instance, if you see, or we're going to see later on, Carolina Marin, who's a natural attacking player, she just puts them away on the front court. And that means that Wang Shixian is sort of giving away a little bit too many chances to her opponent, because she doesn't finish the rally off on the front court, even though she's played herself in a good position.
Let's go on. So it's not a case of opponents saying, okay, I'm going to play Wang Shixian at the net. It's just that it's an area where she can improve. It's not exactly a weakness.
Yeah, I think actually it's a weakness because I think you can be exploited. I think you could tell Saina that if you're in trouble, play the front court. Don't play too close to the net so that Wang Shixian can play close back at you and you'll have to cover a long distance. But play it around the surface line, and then it will be very difficult for Wang Shixian to keep the pressure on you. But she's become a little bit better at putting that pressure on the opponent, but it's still not really dangerous.
There was that deceptive lift from the forehand net though from Wang Shixian. Gosh, you know, every time she plays that round the head shot, makes me wince the way that she almost contorts her back. Excessive arch of the back to play the round the head shot rather than play the backhand.
Reminds me of former player from Indonesia and Holland, Mia Odina.
Yeah, absolutely.
5-6.
Well, there's a bit of a dispute, I can tell you, as we look at this again, as to whether the shuttle should be changed or not. Saina felt quite happy with that previous shuttle.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, this time the cross-court deceptive punch clear from Wang Shixian is simply too flat. Well intercepted by Saina Nehwal. So back level, 6-all.
Service over. 7-6.
A little bit unsure about the lines, Wang Shixian at the moment.
Yeah, and since you made that point about her front court play, I'm really noticing how much she lifts from the front court rather than playing back to the net. Oh, there we go. That's what you need to do.
Yeah. She probably would like you to mention more of that, Jill, since she can make really good shots on the front court.
Look at that. Delightful.
That's well played by Saina.
Service over. 8-all.
Again, it goes back to the point we were making earlier, isn't it? I mean, what has she done so differently? Everything she's doing, she's just doing well, but no spectacular winner. Yeah, well, that's good aggressive play. I like that.
9-8.
And at the moment, Shixian is not really creating rallies for herself. I have a feeling that she's just playing along, hoping for the best.
Well, it's the first time in the second game that Saina Nehwal has been in the lead. It's a good net shot. It's a good rally. This is hurting. Yeah, good rally. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the longest of the match so far.
9-0.
Yeah, it was very noticeable in that rally, Steen, your point about the net shots. Tight spinning net shots from Saina Nehwal, whereas not really putting our opponent under that much pressure. Wang Shixian when she came through to the net. A little more height on her net shots too. A little frustrated at herself.
10-9.
And she's still determined to cross the shuttle at every opportunity. Look at that again.
It seems like exactly that spot is a little bit tricky for her. I remember she made one more mistake from the same spot, and it's an easy shot, or it's seemingly easy shot, but if you overdo it,
Service fault called, struck above the waist.
Service over. 10-all.
There's no asking the service judge here. Saina just goes back, concentrates on the next rally. I like that.
Oh, that was getting out.
Yeah.
Oh, unbelievable. How did she get that back? Overdone it. It's wide. Goodness me.
11-10 interval.
Well, it is Wang Shixian who has the advantage at the mid-game interval. Albeit just one solitary point. Yeah, look, Jin Jin, he's fairly happy with that. So he should be.
两边都有点，就像你感觉啊，好像没有太多事情，但是感觉都会出现，可以就这样撞，不知道把线路出来。现在关键是做好你的你的身体能够并不住，训练这种肌肉感就是背。
Queen Victoria building. Yeah, it really is a magnificent structure, I can tell you. Stained glass dome, tiled mosaic floors, really is beautiful.
It's okay. No change. No change.
Can you take one?
No, it's okay.
No, it was quite
11-10.
clear. Saina Nehwal wanted
Play.
the shuttle changed. That's good.
She's trying to push clear a little bit. Too much there, Saina.
What, I'm playing it too flat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Virtually no backswing of the racket, though, from Wang Shixian. That's great play.
Oh!
Oof. Well, Saina Nehwal says she took the shuttle before it crossed over the net, and I would love to see that again, because, in fact, Saina Nehwal looking up at the giant screen.
13-10.
I didn't think it was coming over, did you, Steen?
I don't know, it was going wide. Yeah, I think it was over, but I think it was going wide as well.
Yeah. Well, that was brave taking there from Wang Shixian.
2 important points. Creating a small gap here after the interval.
Oh, I think that's disturbed Saina Nehwal's concentration. This is 5 straight points now to Wang Shixian.
And we normally don't see Saina give these easy points away. Not so many in such a short time. It started with the short and flat clear.
No, it's just wide.
Service over. 11-14.
Oh, that's brilliant. Finds the line.
Service
Good aggressive play from Wang
15-11.
Shixian. No, I suppose, Steen, what Saina Nehwal, the defending champion's got to do is start taking more initiative herself before time runs out.
That's it. And she's been trying to do that, but
16-11.
the accuracy hasn't been there so far. These flat clears are part of the strategy, but they're just too short.
Yeah. Well, 7 of the last 8 points going to Wang Shixian.
That was a total mishit.
Yeah, you don't often see that.
17-11.
I think it's almost now or never for Saina in this match. If she wants to come back.
That's gone wrong. Well, I think
18-11.
well, it'd be extremely difficult if she to make that comeback from this sort of position. But if anyone can do it, Saina Nehwal can.
Service over. 12-18.
But it has been so uncharacteristic, hasn't it, Steen? First of all, in that opening game, that run of 6 straight points, 6 errors, and then from leading 10-9, finding herself 18-11 down.
13-18.
It's a good rally. Oh, it's going wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, just seemed to
Service
run
over.
out of patience there.
19-13.
World number 1. Oh, miss it. And a missed opportunity from the defending
20.
champion.
Match point 13.
And now her opponent, Wang Shixian, has 7 match point opportunities. Oh, it's landed in.
Game.
And a tame way to let go of the title for Saina Nehwal. But all credit to Wang Shixian.
Match won
Well, I
by
thought
Wang
tactically in the
Shixian,
opening game.
21-15, 21-13.
21-15, 21-13 confirms the umpire. 41 minutes, I thought, in that opening game. The way that she was crossing and making Saina Nehwal change direction the whole time, I thought that was absolutely superb tactics. But that wasn't Saina Nehwal at her best today, but no athlete can be at their best all the time. But nobody would be more disappointed than Saina Nehwal herself. So for a second consecutive year, Wang Shixian will contest the semi-final of the Star Australia Open.
Service fault call.
Mandatory intervals, 1 minute. Yeah.
So to our next quarter-final this afternoon, and we turn our attention to mixed doubles. And they're Mr. and Mrs. Adcock, Chris and Gabby Adcock from England. And they're up against the former world champions, Tontowi Ahmad and Liliana Nasir of Indonesia. Well, for the married couple from England, this is their first appearance at the Australian Open. Now, for the Indonesians, a year ago they were the #1 seeds, but withdrew before the tournament got underway.
Good luck. Would you like to call green or red? Red. Service. Yours.
Chris, you receive.
Yep. Which end would you like to be, Chris?
This side.
That side?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Susan Taylor, our umpire from Australia. Formalities out of the way. And the English combination, as you heard, will start this near side of the court. So the English pair, number 6 seeds, 7 in the world ranking. There we are. Have been as high as 5. And the win-loss record for the year. One semi-final, that was at the German Grand Prix Gold. So this their 4th Super Series quarter-final of the year. Gold medalists at the Commonwealth Games last year in Glasgow. And it'd be a fairly unique achievement for a married couple to win a medal at the upcoming Olympics next year. That is obviously their big goal. Rarely done in Summer Olympics. We're seeing it before in Winter Olympics. Not many sports where you can compete as a married couple. Badminton is one of them. So to the Indonesians. And the number 2 seeds, Tontowi Ahmad and Liliana Nasir. Ahmad, 27 years of age. Nasir, 29. Currently number 3 in the world ranking, but they have been as high as 2. Number 2 on the Super Series standings at the moment as well. And as far as the Indonesians are concerned, 2 finals from 5 tournaments.